Hey guys, how are we? Sorry that I look like this, but it's another like action, you know, to do thing. We are, well, there's no way, just me, I'm doing it. I am in a rental, as you all know, and I wanted to try and create a series where I show you how even in a rental where you can't make significant changes, you can still make changes that make the house feel like your home. I know we briefly did some bathroom stuff, but that was more things you can buy, quick fixes. It wasn't wowing anyone. Still great, still good, still things that you can do, but you know, like they're just functioning things. I wanted something that made this house feel like I had put my spin on it, and I think I found the perfect thing. Shall I tell you now or shall I tell you later? Well, I have been kindly gifted some paint by a company called Scribble Wall. They do things like chalk paint, whiteboard paint, but what they have gifted me is magnetic paint. So essentially you can paint it on. It's really dark. I'll get to all that, I'll show you it. It's really dark, but you can paint over it. You can paint it light to go with whatever colours you're doing. So this can, like, the ideas I've got are things like paint it, and you can make your own gallery wall. You don't need a single nail, hammer, you don't need anything. You just need the paint and like you know, like it's kind of like command strips, but it's magnets. They go on. If you don't like the placement, move it. Oh, it's just, I can't believe it took me this long to find out about magnetic paint. The idea I have though is not a gallery wall, although I will be doing a gallery wall. The idea I've got is wood slats. You know how you see the wood slats? They just look so nice. However, that's like drilling. That's a lot of work. Not a lot of work, but it is significant. You're drilling. That's real. Drilling into the walls, hanging things up. Whereas you might have a landlord who would not be happy with that. Especially when you take it down, or you'd have to leave it. This will be put up with magnets. Oh! Right, let me just go and show you the haul, and you can see what I'm dealing with, because there is wallpaper on the wall, which I don't like, but there's nothing I can do about it, and I'll show you why in a sec. The woodwork has been painted about a gazillion times, so I need to do some sanding. It's really dark out there. There's no like light. There's the landing light and that's it. So I've got to come up with something there. I'm gonna renew the carpets, but I'm not doing that until later on in the year. So we're gonna paint, dress it. It's gonna look significantly better when we're done. Let me show you it anyway. So this is the hall, this little square, and then you go up here, and that's the landing. Now you can see from this wallpaper, it's I think it's called anagalipta, but it's also been painted over 1,000,000 times, and I can see, I think there might be damp in here. See, like here, I'm not sure, but even the legs of here, I think there might be damp, but so I don't want to take it off because God knows what's underneath it. So I really just want to brighten it up, maybe put something on the walls. You can see this, like the woodwork. Look how thick the paint is. Like, see, here's bits that have come off. Like, so I've got to try and sand this down, but without like causing myself so much work. This has been painted black, but not painted very well, as you can see. And then we'll move up. And this is just it, you know, not much here. So this is what I'm thinking of, putting the wood slats here. And like dressing this whole area. To be honest, I'm gonna try and get some new ones of these, because you can take these out and put them back when you leave. That's not a problem, as long as you get it done obviously by a professional. Do something about the light. Oh, you can't see it. Do something about the light. I've got a perfect painting for here. Paint all this, and As you can see, I still do have them Amazon motion sensor lights, but you can actually get, let me turn you around. You can actually get motion censored, like, what do you call it, battery powered sconces for the walls. So I'm on the hunt for them. I haven't found the perfect ones yet, but I think that'll add something. And then obviously when we get the new carpet, it'll be lighter than this brown one that we've got. And it'll be nice and comfier and cozier. Let me show you the wood. So this is the wood I have purchased. You can see it's about 1.5 inches by 1/2 inch, I'd say, and there's 12 in this pack. This pack was 24. I think it was 24.94. The only problem I've got is there's a couple of them. I don't think that's bent. I think that's just not sitting properly. This one is certainly bent. So you have to try and not get bent ones, because you know they're not going to sit flush on the wall. You could only nail that in, but even that, after time, I think that might damage it. So, but my calculations, and I am the worst at maths, I'm the worst at maths, but my calculations say I will need 10 of these, and there's 12 in this pack, so I'm definitely hoping that there's enough, because I didn't see them individually. These ones are a little short as well, but I still think it'll be okay, because I wanted to leave a gap top and bottom anyway, and it won't be much of a gap, but I didn't want it going all the way to the ceiling. But I do just think the white on the walls will brighten this whole way up, extra light. And then I haven't decided what colour I'm going to paint the wood yet. I just haven't decided. Maybe you can tell me. Maybe you can tell me what you think. Leave a comment below what colour you think, because my brain wants to go to a darker coloured wood, but then obviously I'm trying to lighten this whole way up. But then I also know that, like tricks of the eye, everything is going to be brighter because it's going to be bright white. Tell me what you think. Leave a comment below. Let's get into it, guys. I'm putting the white paint on and I can't see any difference whatsoever. It's stressing me out. I had such big plans. Stressing me out. It's kind of making me feel like, well, what's the point? And I know that's like the wrong attitude to have, but it's going to take a lot to brighten this space up. So I expected the white to go on and be like much brighter than this. I suppose I'll just have to trust the process, won't I? I think the woodwork, because the woodwork's quite yellow, that might help. Maybe this needs to be white and not black. Oh, decisions! Decisions. I don't need to paint this wall because this is the wall where the magnetic paint is going. I'm knackered. Right, well, the white is done. I've got to do the ceilings yet, but well, I've got to do the ceilings and the woodwork, but I'm going to have to go back to the drawing board with the woodwork. Oh my goodness. Let's just take a seat. How red my face is. I mean, that wall hasn't been done because that's where the magnetic paint is going, so, but I'm not sure it's made much of a difference. Let's have a look. That's, see, painted, not painted. There's really no difference, but I was just trying to give it a freshen up. The one difference that I definitely can see is that it was gloss that was on there. Now it's matte emulsion. So I prefer matte anyway. I think doing the ceilings, giving them a good going over. That'll help. But the main thing's the woodwork. And then the bits that I'm going to put on, the lighting and stuff. Obviously the wood, that's the biggest resistance. I'm so sorry about that. Sometimes I forget, you know, that like what I say to you, as in the camera, goes out to the millions of people who watch these videos. Millions of yous. So sometimes I be a divvy and forget. Anyway, so next is, what's next? I'm going to crack open the paint. Do you want to see? I'm excited to see it. I haven't even opened the box yet because I wanted to do the whole thing with you guys. Let's come see, shall we? So this is the box. I'm about to open it. Let's have a little unboxing, shall we? Oh gosh. Didn't have to be that hard, that was my fault. Right, so this is the magnetic tape. Oh my god, guys, it isn't. No, that weighs a ton, guys. Oh wow. Paint for pros, dark grey. Oh my goodness. Can be over painted with any colour. Surface as smooth as possible. Avoid irregular or high absorbent surfaces. It will be interesting to see because that wall is not flat. It's got large flat safe parts of it. You know, the pattern on it, it's got large flat bits, so I could just make sure that the magnets are on them parts themselves. If it doesn't work, I'm going to put it in the bedroom. But it's going to work. Going to work. Who even knew magnetic paint was a thing? Why have we been sleeping on this for so long? Because I feel like I know. You guys don't know about magnetic paint because there's lots of renters out there. So, right, let's have a look at this paint, shall we? I think you just take this out, maybe. Yeah. And then, oh wow, how cool is that? Oh, and then I need a knife as usual with the... Right, I only have one paintbrush. I made a schoolgirl error. I did think I had more trays, which I don't. Oh no, that really needs stirring quite a bit. BRB. Oh my god, guys, when I tell you that I'm knackered, so that's all my fault. Well, not technically, but it's definitely not the paint's fault. What happened was I took the delivery and then got sick, so the paint was sitting for quite a minute. Listen to the state of me. I'm absolutely knackered. Yeah, so the paint was just sitting there and it really did need an awful lot of stirring. So that's not the paint's fault. That is, you know, well, hay fever. Let's call it hay fever as well. I think it was hay fever. Never suffered from hay fever before, but this year, the 2 times he's done the garden and I've been present, I have got sick. Real freaking dark. It is. Oh, I think I've locked the dog off. And I didn't even frog tape anything. You know, in me like excitement. Haven't rocked it. Oopsies. Let me get a wipe so that I can clean as I go. He is going to go bananas when he sees the colour. Because obviously, when you rent properties, they say, oh, neutral colours, blah, blah, blah. Which is fair dues. Because, you know, my idea of heaven might be the next person's idea of hell. However, like I said, you can paint over this bad boy and have the room whatever colour you want. It's going on well, you know. I mean, obviously it's taken forever because I've got this tiny brush, but that's because I'm super keen and I don't have a roller, so I've just gone for it with this. I've got to go out soon, so I'm just going to keep going till as long as I can. I've got some other ideas for it as well, which I think, let me tell you what happened while I'm painting away. Let's have a story time. So my little grandson, he is 2. He's too young to be diagnosed with anything, but it's pretty obvious that he's on the spectrum. So we, you know, Christmas and birthdays, the last ones, we really focused on sensory play for him. You know, toys and, you know, experiences, making his room more friendly for him, making his environment better for him. And one of the things that me and my mum did for him was we built him a sensory board. Now you can buy them, I think it's Montessori toys. They're not the only ones, but they're the ones when I was on like Etsy and things like that, they're the ones I've seen. But for a decent size one, it's like £200 to £300. And I was like, nah. So we decided to make one ourselves, and you know what, it was so good. It was really good, and my grandson loved it, absolutely loved it. Immediately started doing the things we thought he would do with them. So we were really, really pleased with it, and you know, it hasn't lasted. It's lasted a lot longer than I thought it would, given that I built it. Well, we built it, but it hasn't lasted. And what I thought was, all right, maybe not heavy duty stuff, but wouldn't this be good in a children's bedroom? It's all safe, the paint is safe, low VOS. Was it low or no? VOS, everything was non-toxic and stuff. So from what research I've done and the paperwork they've given me, it's safe enough to go in a children's room. And just put the magnetic strips on the back of some sensory toys. Nothing too heavy, obviously. And there you go. Sensory board on the wall in the children's bedroom or nursery, wherever it be. And I just thought, wow, that's so good. Obviously, it's not going to hold things that they're going to be bashing, but sensory touch things. And then as the children get older, you can interchange the stuff that you're putting on there to make it more age appropriate for them. Tell me that's not a good idea, because I know it is. You'd be lying. You'd be straight up lying to my face. So if there's any paint left, there's going to be paint left. I know my dog going nuts because she's locked up. Then I'm gonna whiz around there and do that, because I just think that'd be so nice. My son, when he found out that I was doing this, he was like, did you just, because he's a renter also, did you just say magnetic paint? And he was like, oh my god, why didn't you tell me this? Because he's got like, oh my god, he's such a child for a 28-year-old. He's got like a little man cave kind of thing, and because again he's a renter, he couldn't put the things up the way he wanted to. He's got them like more leaning And he was like, that would be perfect. And because you can, again, because you can paint over it with whatever colour you want, more neutral, then there's really no reasons, is there? The more, so what they told me at Scribble Wall was the more paint you put over it, you know, the more top coat of paint you put over it. Sorry, I'm concentrating on that. Obviously the less strength will be in the magnet, but I do believe you'd have to put quite a bit on. So excited to see how this works. Okay, so that is coat 1 done. It does look real patchy, but it's coat 1. It says it needs a minimum of 2. I can't decide yet whether to leave the wood natural, just give it a light sand, or paint it, because I woke up today and the white that we've done, it does make it brighter. And when I do the woodwork, it's going to be even brighter, so I don't know if I need to keep this bright. I could play around with the colours, but I don't know yet. I just haven't decided. I might just put it up and then let you guys decide, and then come back to this project. Once you let me know what you think. Okay, well, I'm going to go and get ready, get on with my day, and then come back and put the second coat on and possibly tidy up, because I've dripped it on the walls, on the white walls. Okay, see you in a sec. So I finally got the roller. Sorry about the lighting, it's not very good. I finally went and got the roller. I just got a little one. So I'm gonna blitz through, oh, one sec. I'm gonna blitz through everything now. Wait for it to dry, and then we can start adding wood. Oh, I'm excited. So that's it done now. So basically I have to give it a little while to dry, and then I'm going to test the magnet strips first before I attach them to the wood and stuff, and then I'm going to put the wood up, and then that'll be the end, and then yous can tell me, I know I've told you a million times, but then yous can tell me whether you think I should stain the wood or not. I just don't know what's for the best. We'll know more when it's up, won't we? And then I'd like to hear your opinion. So we'll give that I bought a sander today, so I'm gonna but that's probably gonna happen maybe tomorrow. I'm not sure, because I've not used a sander before, so I don't know how hard it's gonna be. I'm told I have to start on the medium grip. Once I've done everything with the medium, then go in with the light. Hey guys, okay, let me catch you up. So, as you know, I finished painting. Full disclosure, it took 4 layers, but that's because I didn't stir it properly enough the first time. Highly recommend that if you leave that paint sitting for a while, which we'd already discussed, I had done because I got ill, the drill bit, I can't remember what it's called. If I can find it, I'll show you it, but it's a drill bit and it stays, and it did the job in seconds. It brought everything back. So because of that, I did 4 coats, but generally I'd say it would be 3 coats. Goes on like normal paint. It's a little tiny bit more gloopy, but there's something weirdly satisfying about it, because then you know the metal's going on the wall, if that makes sense. The paint was fabulous, and even though it's really, really dark and you can paint over it, I really like that colour. I'm going to leave it. And when I move, I might paint over it. If I move, I might stay forever, who knows. So I did test the magnet stick. I got one of the battens and I put like pieces of about that big. I think I put 3 or 4 on, and that wasn't strong enough. So then I put a whole strip. I cut, not quite top to bottom, but the majority of the batten has magnet on, and sticks like a dream. But you've got to bear in mind that I've painted on wallpaper. It wouldn't be like that on the wall. You would need less magnet because I've painted over anacalypta. I needed a lot more magnet, but that's worked. So now I am going to show you the wood and the sticking the magnet to the wood, and then we'll do the rest. We're going to finish this whole wall project today. Can't believe it. I know I said I was going to do one video for the haul, but realistically that's just not going to happen. So we've painted the hall white, which I think has brightened it up. We've done the wall. Now we're going to magnet the wall. The next project will be the sanding of the stairs, the lighting, and then eventually down the road the carpeting. But you'll get different videos. You're going to get a series for the haul. This is the first one. So let me show you this wood and the magnets. It's magical. So this is the magnet in the packet that it comes in. It is a adhesive magnetic strip, 1/2 inch times 10 foot, I think that is, 13mm by 305 centimeters. Simply cut the magnetic strip to length with scissors, peel away paper backing and apply adhesive. Side to a smooth, clean surface. Add pressure as needed to bond the adhesive. Perfect. It's just a magnet on a strip, and this is what it looks like out of the strip, out of the packet. And it's just got the magnet, and you can see, it cuts really easy. These are just normal kitchen scissors. Cuts really easy, and obviously you just peel off the adhesive, which again is as easy as most adhesives are. That's it, and you stick it to your wood batten, and I've done it on this one. This is where I tried to do little pieces first, but it didn't work. I needed the full thing. Not quite the full thing covering, but most of it. Like I said, you won't need that if you're doing it onto a flat wall. So let me show you on this plain, not quite yet done piece of wood. You just stick it up. It's dead simple. Couldn't be simpler. That's it. Let me show you it sticking to the wall, shall I? Come with me. I have to be real careful because this bedroom, first of all, isn't done. I've done like this bit to make it look kind of nice, but this bedroom's not decorated. It's going to be the last thing. Isn't that always the way? Anyway, so this is the wall completed. You can see I could paint over that. I could paint it white, and it'd still be magnet. You ready? Take this. You just take the piece of wood and you add it on. That's it. That's it. Done. If I don't like the placement, put it elsewhere. So now I have to do more. Got loads over here to do, and I'm going to measure out, space everything, make it nice, and show you the end results. Dress this area up a bit, but this is it before. now, every time I put them on, I think it's gonna fall because it's just too easy. You know what I mean? She thought I didn't like it, but it actually goes perfect here, so she was wrong. How long I keep it alive is a completely different question. That's not what we're here for, is I'm done. Now obviously I'm not completely done. There was one slat too little. I had two left over, but they were so bowed, both like that way and that way. There was not, I couldn't even chop them fix. I couldn't do nothing. So I'm gonna have to go back to that at a later date. I'm so in love with the magnetic paint. There are a couple of things I would suggest. One, don't leave it sitting like I did. I mean, it's fine as long as you've got one of them drill bits. Otherwise it can be quite difficult to mix up again. Number two, a flat surface. If you're doing what I did, a flat surface is much better, but more importantly, check that the pieces of wood are completely flat, because obviously with it being a magnet, it's got to sit flush. Can't have any type of little bow in it, because if it does, is that what you call it, a bow? You know what I mean. If it does, it's not going to be able to stick to the paint. So 100%, it's got to 100% fit that, sit flush against the wall. And just really do check the quality of the wood, because that's really the only issue I had towards the end. Was I whizzed through me good bits of wood, and I did have issues with the last like two or three pieces, and I'm missing one. Like, they went on fine, but no, not fine, but like the middle's bowed, so it's basically just held on by the top and bottom, which I guess is testament to the magnet. But you don't want that, do you? You want it right the way down. So check the pieces of wood you use. Obviously if you're doing picture frames, all you've got to check is that your wall is straight, but other than that, I am happy about that magnetic paint. I will leave all the links down below for you to purchase your magnetic paint. A little goes a long way. Same with the magnet strips, and I believe you can buy extra strength magnetic tape. If you can, I'll find it and link it below. And then finally, I dressed up the area. I got that little table, I can't remember what it's called, but I got it from IKEA, and it also acts as storage. So with limited space, you can sit blankets and things like that in it. Obviously you can see right through, so you want something pretty to be in there. I'm going to put throw blankets in there. And then I got the plant off my sister for my birthday, and I know she didn't think I was gonna, like, I was appreciative of it because I left it in my mum's for 2 days, but to be fair, I was getting over my birthday. What you want? What you want, lol? But it goes perfect there. And I got a lovely little plant pot. Sorry, they still have it next door. I got a lovely little plant pot from IKEA for it to go in, and it went perfectly. And obviously my artwork by John Charles, which you know how much I love John Charles, and it just goes perfectly. So I'm so happy how it turned out. Things I have left to do: find a light fixture, find the light switch fittings, yeah, the light switches, you know, prettify them up. I've got to sand all the woodwork. I've bought a sander for that, but that'll be coming in the next video, I believe. So I've got to sand all that, then repaint it. I've got to repaint the handle, the stair rail, and then later in the year we'll be recarpeting. Oh, and I wanted to find some battery or rechargeable sconces for the walls. Other than that, thanks for joining me. It's been a longer process than I'd have liked, but that's because of sickness, holidays, birthdays. But it was a project that I really enjoyed. I'm so glad it's done, and I couldn't recommend that magnetic paint highly enough. Flat surface and the best wood that you can find to go on there, the flattest wood. They're my only recommendations. Other than that, it's great. See you again soon for part 2 of hallway renovations. Look at me getting a little series going. Okay guys, see you in my next one. Bye.